Have you ever agreed to something you didn't want to do and had no idea why you said yes? Last week, you lent money to someone who's never paid you back. Yesterday, you stayed 2 hours late at work doing someone else's project. This morning, you apologized for something that wasn't your fault. Someone just pulled psychological levers you didn't even know you had. And the worst part? You smiled and said no problem. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact moment you lost control. And you're going to recognize yourself. Here's what nobody tells you: dark psychology isn't used by criminals in dark alleys. It's used by your coworker who just needs one tiny favor. Your friend who makes every conversation about them. That person you're dating who somehow makes you feel crazy for having feelings. These are invisible manipulation tactics designed to make you do things you never intended to do. And I guarantee you've fallen for at least 3 of them in the last 48 hours. Let me prove it. If you're new here, we don't sugarcoat psychology here. Today, we're breaking down dark psychology, not the textbook definition, but the real-world version happening to you right now. Let's go. What dark psychology actually is. Forget what you think you know. Dark psychology isn't some mysterious evil genius stuff. It's simpler and scarier than that. Dark psychology is the weaponization of human psychology. It's taking normal psychological principles, the ones that make us social, cooperative, trusting humans, and twisting them to control your behavior, hijack your decisions, and exploit your emotions for someone else's benefit. Here's the thing that'll mess with your head: you're designed to fall for this. Your brain is built for social survival, not for detecting manipulation. Your instincts say trust the group, avoid conflict, reciprocate kindness. Dark psychology hijacks those exact instincts. Let me show you how it works right now. Picture this: it's Sunday morning. You're exhausted. You finally have a day off. Your phone buzzes. Hey! I know it's last minute, but I'm in a real bind. Could you help me move today? I literally have no one else to ask. You're the only person I can count on. Your gut says no. You're tired. This person has asked you for favors 4 times in the last month. They've never once helped you. But you text back, sure, what time? What just happened? That message contained 3 manipulation tactics in 2 sentences. Urgency creation, last-minute real bind, makes you feel like a crisis only you can solve. Isolation language, literally no one else, makes you feel uniquely responsible. Ego stroking, only person I can count on, makes saying no feel like betraying their trust. Notice how none of this is aggressive. It feels flattering. It feels like friendship. Your logical brain knew this was wrong. But your emotional brain got played. That's dark psychology. And that's just level 1. The 4 stages of psychological control. Here's how it escalates. I'm going to show you how someone goes from slightly annoying to completely controlling your life using a real pattern that plays out every single day. Stage 1, manipulation, the testing phase. Week 1, someone enters your life: coworker, friend, romantic interest. They start small. A compliment here. A small favor there. You're so good at this, could you just show me how? I love how generous you are, can I borrow $20? They're not being nice. They're testing your boundaries. When you say yes, they learn, this person can be moved. Real example, your new coworker constantly asks you to proofread their emails. Then their reports. Then they're having you basically rewrite their work. Each time, they butter you up, you're just so much better at this than me. You think you're being helpful. They think you're trainable. Stage 2, Persuasion, the pressure builds. Week 3, now they know your buttons. Time to push harder. This is where guilt, fear, and obligation enter the chat. I can't believe you won't help me with this. I thought we were friends. Everyone else on the team stays late. Are you not a team player? If you really loved me, you'd understand why I need this. Notice the shift? They're no longer asking. They're making you feel bad for having boundaries. Real example, you start dating someone. At first, they want to text all day sweet, right? Then they get upset when you don't respond immediately. I was worried about you. Then they're checking your location. I just want to make sure you're safe. Then they're angry you went out without telling them. I guess I'm just not a priority to you. You're not being loved. You're being conditioned. Stage 3, Deception, the reality warping. Week 6, this is where it gets dark. You start noticing things don't add up. You bring it up. And suddenly, you're the problem. I never said that. You're remembering it wrong. You're being too sensitive. Everyone else thinks you're overreacting. Maybe you should talk to someone. Let me be clear, not every disagreement is gaslighting. Gaslighting is deliberate reality distortion. They're not arguing with you, they're making you question your own sanity. Real example, your manager promises you a promotion if you take on extra projects. 6 months later, no promotion. You bring it up. I never promised that. I said we'd discuss it. You must have misunderstood. You know they said it. You have text messages. But they're so confident, so calm, that you start doubting what you know is true. You're not confused. You're being deliberately destabilized. Stage 4, Coercion, the trap closes. Week 12, now they don't need to manipulate anymore. You're isolated, doubting yourself, and dependent on them. This is where threats and intimidation maintain control. If you leave me, you'll never find anyone else. I'll tell everyone what you did. Something you didn't do, or something they twisted. You owe me after everything I've done for you. You're not in a relationship anymore. You're in a hostage situation with better furniture. Real example, you tried to quit a toxic job. Your boss says, "Good luck finding another job in this industry. I know everyone. One phone call and you'll be unhireable." Or a friend threatens to tell your secrets if you stop doing favors. Or a partner says they'll hurt themselves if you leave. You're not being kept. You're being imprisoned. And the worst part? You got here one small yes at a time. That's why you didn't see it coming. Why this works, and why you're vulnerable. You might be thinking, that wouldn't happen to me. I'd see it coming. That's exactly what they count on. Here's the uncomfortable truth, the more empathetic you are, the easier you are to manipulate. Intelligence doesn't protect you, it makes you more confident you can't be fooled. And that confidence? That's the weakness they exploit. Dark psychology works because it targets normal human traits. Your empathy, they seem like they really need help. Your self-doubt, maybe I am overreacting. Your desire to be liked, I don't want to seem difficult. Your conflict avoidance, it's easier to just say yes. Your trust, they wouldn't lie to me about that. The people who use these tactics aren't always sociopaths. Sometimes they learn this from toxic parents. Sometimes they're narcissists who genuinely believe the world revolves around them. Sometimes they're just people who discovered that manipulation works and decided morality was optional. But here's what matters: once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And that's your power. Real talk, think about the last time you said yes when everything in your body was screaming no. Drop one red flag you ignored. Let's expose them. No judgment. Just awareness. The comments section is about to become the most valuable thing you read today. Look, I know this video probably made you uncomfortable. Maybe you recognized yourself in some of these examples either as the target or, uncomfortably, as the person using these tactics without realizing it. That's okay. Awareness is the first step to change. Here's what I need you to understand: you are not weak for falling for manipulation. You're human. These tactics work because you're a good person who wants to trust people, help people, connect with people. But here's the truth they don't want you to know: the moment you can name it, you can stop it. When someone tries to guilt you, you'll hear it. When they try to isolate you, you'll see it. When they try to make you question reality, you'll know it's not you, it's them. Not everyone is manipulating you. But patterns matter. And now you can spot them. Manipulation only works in the dark. And now? You brought a flashlight. That's not paranoia. That's power. If this video made you see something differently, even made you a little uncomfortable, hit that like button. This is information people need, but platforms don't always promote. And if you want more real psychology that actually protects you in real life, not just theory, but tactics you can use tomorrow, subscribe. I do this every week. Drop your story in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to see it. And I'll see you in the next one.